Greetings to you, Bill Hosko speaking to you again from beautiful downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. Today is July 25th, 2021. It's Sunday. Another warm, hot day today, high of 90 to 95. Today marks 5 months since I began my campaign, February 25th to July 25th. Today marks 144 days of door knocking for me. Today also marks that I have 100 days left of door knocking if I take Labor Day off in September. The election will be this November 2nd. I'd like to bring up two things to you today. Last week, I did go down to Ramsey County Elections over on Plato Boulevard across from downtown St. Paul and picked up my the campaign filing papers. The filing period for this office begins this next week, and the door closes on August 10th, so it's a 2-week period. The other thing I wanted to mention to you quickly is somebody emailed me a lengthy column that former Mayor Norm Coleman, former Senator Norm Coleman, wrote about the demise of America's cities and the demise of St. Paul as being the fault of progressives. He used the word progressive a number of times. Really, though, he didn't want to use the word Democrat. What some people forget is that when Norm ran for mayor the first time in St. Paul, he did run under, some people would call it the guise of being a Democrat. And after he was elected, he then switched parties and ran as a Republican for his second term. His term as mayor was seemingly successful, but a lot was going on behind the scenes that a lot of people today forget. I witnessed these three things that I'm going to talk to you about right now. The loss of retail in downtown St. Paul during Mayor Norm Coleman's watch during those 8 years was unprecedented in this city's history. There's not even a close mayor who would come in second. In all of the city's history, the loss of retail stores that closed under Mayor Norm Coleman's watch was unprecedented. And then the decline of the office workforce continued his entire 8 years in office. There were some gains, but the trend, though, continued downward those entire 8 years. Another thing that occurred that a lot of people today will not remember or did not know occurred was many kids started coming downtown and being very disruptive and intimidating to the people shopping downtown and to the workforce, which helped harm the retail environment, the already fragile retail environment, and then it did not help with employers wanting to keep their workforce down here. It became so bad after a while, Mayor Coleman installed a police substation on the skyway level of Gaultier Plaza. Made for a great photo op, nice story. However, it was largely unmanned. The other thing that was occurring at this time is the growing misconduct on public transit on the buses took off under his 8 years in office. And it's continued a trajectory ever since then. But it is traceable, these two items with the kids misbehaving downtown on the skyways and then the misconduct on the bus, they are traceable to their beginnings under Mayor Norm Coleman's watch. It was about 1996 or 1997, the Metropolitan Council wanted to raise bus fares from 75 cents to $1.25. That was a big jump, and that was a big deal. They had a public hearing of which I spoke at. I said to them, until you get the growing misconduct under control on the buses, you have no right to be asking for a fare increase from the passengers who are behaving themselves. After that meeting, a staff person came up to me. He shrugged his shoulders and he said, Bill, there's no political will to help us. That's right, because Norm Coleman did nothing to stop it during those years. I'm not picking on Norm, but for him to be sanctimoniously wagging his finger right now, saying he did all of these wonderful things, so everything at fault here in St. Paul today is the fault of Mayor Carter or the progressives, that's not particularly accurate. Will Norm Coleman enter the race himself? Maybe that's what he's positioning himself to do. We will find out soon enough because the filing deadline is August 10th. I'm looking forward to remaining in this race right up until August 2nd. If Norm were to jump in the race and then we have Mayor Carter on the other side, I would be that middle candidate who is wholly independent and wholly nonpartisan and truly not a politician. So thank you for listening. I'll be in touch again soon. Cheers.